So as you can see, I have the Build My Income Daily software open here. And just to go over a few of these buttons here, the add after 50 posts button here that says wait. This is when you're, the way the software is set up, it posts 50 ads. And then after 50 ads, you can choose how long it waits before it posts the next 50, but it does it in 50 ad intervals. It does that for a reason because if it's constantly posting hundreds of ads without pausing in between, you're going to get put into Facebook jail because it'll raise the flags. What I normally use is the 30 to 45 minutes option. So after it posts your first 50, then it'll go to the 30 to 40, it'll wait 30 to 45 minutes and then it'll post the next 50. This is the button that you're going to use after you've set up all of your files. This is the button you're going to use to hit post, and then it'll automatically start posting your software after you enter in your user ID for your Facebook account. The pause button is if you need to pause the service for the poster posting for whatever reason. For example, if it's in the middle of a post and you hit pause, it'll complete the post first and then it'll count down from 60 seconds under the status here. Once it gets down to 0 seconds, it'll show up, it'll say under status, it'll say pause. In order to restart the posting, you don't click this button. You just click pause again and it'll unpause it and then it'll continue to post to the next group. The stop button is if you wanted to stop posting ads, period, and just not continue to post ads anymore. That's when you would hit the stop button. It'll complete the ad that it's currently posting, and then after the countdown, it'll go to a point where it'll say under status, it'll say stopped. In order to restart it, it is highly recommended that you X out of the software and then restart from the beginning. If you try to hit post again and then repost your ads after you hit stopped, you're going to find that you're going to start getting double ads being posted. Your text ads are going to come up wrong, and it's just going to be a mess. So whenever you hit this button to stop, then that's when you go ahead and click your X out of the button, close out of the software completely, and then just restart the software and then start from the beginning. This right here is going to be your ad groups file here. This is going to be the file that you'll click before you start adding before you choose your files. You'll click on this radio button right here. And then once you've added your files, you'll click on the save button. This block right here is for where you add your images. In the folder where you're going to keep your images, you would add the URL. And then, of course, this right here is where you'll add your text file. Now, I'll go over setting up the whole process, but I just wanted to run over those real quickly. The search and the join is for when you're joining groups. We're not going to go over that in this video. This video is strictly for how to use this software to post your ads for Build My Income Daily to Facebook. So the first thing that we're going to focus on is these boxes here. The image box, the choose file box, and then the load group URL box. I really don't use this box right here just because I've run into problems with this, so I don't even use this box. So if you follow what I'm going to show you, you shouldn't have any problems with setting up the software. So the first thing we're going to do is choose your files. So we're going to click on this. Well, actually, before we even do that, we're going to click this right here, File, and then we're going to click Choose File. Once it chooses files, you're going to go to your folder that you've saved on your computer that has your group URLs in there. And what your group URLs are basically going to look like is this right here. I'm just using this for an example. I have a lot of different group URLs, but I'm just showing you how it's going to look in that text. So whenever you have your group file URLs, this is how they're going to look. So actually, let me just close that down. So you would go to your folder that has your group file URLs. You would click on that folder, and then you would click this, and it's highly recommended that you name your text file groups. That way you know exactly what file you're looking for when you get ready to upload it. So I'll choose that. I'll hit open, and then you'll see that it'll populate right here with mggroups.txt. Whenever you save your file, you always want to put .txt afterwards so that the software will recognize it. If you don't, you're going to run into problems. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click save. You'll hear a little chime, and then you'll see groups saved. That means that you've just saved your groups, this file right here. The next thing after doing that, you're going to go to add groups, and you're going to click that. And then this right here will populate how many groups that you have in this particular file. So once you hit add groups, it'll show that you have 15 groups that this software is going to post to. And again, that can be any number of amount of groups depending on how much group URLs you've saved in that text file. So once you've added your groups and you went through that whole process right there, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look for our ads. This right here is going to be the ads that's going to be the text of your post. So for example, you would have an ad that says, I am looking for 5 people to join my team. Click here, inbox me, message me, or whatever text you choose. But this is going to be the file that has that. So you would still make sure that that's checked. It's still going to be checked after you added it here. So then you would click on choose file. And then you would go back to your folder that carries all of your ads here. And you see that I've named this folder ads. That way I know that, okay, this is my ads file for Bmid. And then I open that file, and then I've named it best A and then .txt, and you'll see that right here once I hit it and then hit open. You'll see that it comes up as best A.txt. Again, it's important whenever you're naming your notepad files to put the .txt afterwards so that this software will recognize it. If you don't, you're going to run into problems. The next thing that you're going to want to do is load your images, because you're going to want to have images that spin so that you can, capture people's attention with your images. So what you're going to do on that is, I'll show you an example right here real quick. Let's say that I go right here to my images. This is where I have all of my images. You'll see that the name of this folder is Facebook Campaign 2 images. That's just how I know how to name my folder. And you'll also look at these images. I have each one of these images named differently, so that every time I post an image to Facebook, it's recognizing that it's a new image with a different name. Even though it looks the same, it's named differently, so Facebook recognizes it as a separate image. So if you look at this line right here where it says the PC desktop Facebook images, if you go over to this little blank spot right here and then you click on it, it's going to change it to this URL right here with the /. This is the URL that you're going to copy, and then go back into your software and then come up to this box here where it says images folder. You're going to click on it and then paste that URL in there. And you'll see that that URL has been pasted into there. Now, once you have your URL pasted into there, the software is going to know, okay, I need to go to the desktop, and then I need to go to this folder, and then I need to pull the images that we're going to be spinning out of that folder. So doing this right here tells the software where you're going to be pulling your images from. Okay, so that's the main 3 things that you want to do in order to get your software up and running. So we've chose our group URL package. We've chosen our ad package, and then we've chosen the folder that has the images, and we know how long we're going to wait between the 50 posts. So the next thing you're going to want to do is click this button here. Before you click it, keep in mind that usually if you have already put in your Facebook username and password, it'll automatically start posting. But sometimes the software, you have to, once you hit post, it'll pop up with a little box saying log in, so that the software can log into your account and start posting. I've noticed that once it does that and you've put in your user ID and your password, that the first group URL that it chooses to post to, it doesn't actually post there, just because for whatever reason it hasn't caught it in time after you put your your password and username ID into the boxes down here. So, but that's okay. If it doesn't post to the first group, after it posts to all of your groups, you can always go back to that particular group and post manually if you want to, or just catch it on the next time. It doesn't really matter. But don't be surprised if after you hit post and then it comes up with a little box that says an email. And what I do is I normally already have that saved here, so I can just copy it and put it in there, and then I'll just put in my password real quick, and then I just click keep logged in and then log in, and then it'll start. You see it's posting right now, but for whatever reason the software doesn't recognize that you've put in your URL for that first particular group that it's posting to, and it won't automatically post to that group. So it may just pass this one without doing anything, but that's okay. You can always come back to this particular group and post manually here if you want to, once your campaign has run all the way through however many ads you're posting. Okay, so once it starts to post, you'll see that it'll do a countdown from 60 seconds. So there's a 60-second wait in between ads. Once it goes down to 0, you'll see it'll choose the next group that's going to be in this file, and then it'll post to that ad. It'll post the image, and it'll post the text, and then there'll be a little message that pops up that you're always going to see, but it'll go away. And then once it goes away, you'll see that your image and your text is posted. And then it'll start the whole 60 seconds again, and then it'll go to the next ad. But I just want to give you an example of what it looks like when the software is running properly. And for me, I've set the software, if you follow this same exact procedure, I've set the software, I can go do something else and not have to worry about whether it's going to post 2 ads or 2 images, because it's automatically set up correctly if you follow everything that I'm showing you how to do in this video. And then I'll cut a different video on how to make your text ads and your group URLs. So now it's choosing a different group out of this file right here. First thing it's going to do is pull my photo out of this folder right here. It's loading it up. Okay, the second thing it's going to do is write the text. And that's what I have in this file right here. And then it's going to pop up a little message, and then it's going to go away, and then it's going to post that ad. And you see how it's counting down? So now it's going to wait another 60 seconds and then go to 0. So it's always, status is letting you know what it's doing and what it's not doing. So just to show you what it looks like after it posts, you can see right here that there's no problem with my description. It spinned that ad. The next ad will show something different, and it posted my picture, no problem. Okay. This is so it did post that ad. Now we're going to go to the next one, and it's going to actually post a different one. But I wanted to show you how it works twice so that you can see that once you set it up properly, you're not going to have any issues. So we'll just wait real quick before we end the video here, but I just wanted to show you how the software works when it's working properly. So go to the next one. It'll post the picture. You'll choose the picture out of that folder first. And then it'll pull the text out of this right here. Little message pops up, and then boom, it's posted. And then it's going to go down at 60 seconds, and then it's going to go to the next group. And then it just keeps going through that whole however many groups you have in that file. It just keeps going through there over and over again, and then posting while waiting. And then you can see how the ad came out properly. No wording is messed up, no double posting. The picture is fine. There's no double pictures. Everything is fine. So I can let this software run and go grab a cup of tea or go do something else, and not have to worry about what's going on. All right, again, this is Eli Peters, and thanks for watching the video.